everybody over the Super Bowl? Sort of. Anyway, thank you for coming. I wanted to make a few introductory comments to reiterate my administration's commitment to meeting the challenges of climate change, and also making a couple of announcements, and then I'll turn it over to my colleagues to go into some of the details. I always begin climate change and energy announcements by reiterating how vital Rhode Island's coastline is to our state. We're the ocean state. 400 miles of coastline, tens of thousands of acres of open space, and this is a source of great pride. You know, a source of great pride for all of us Rhode Islanders. And as a result, climate change, I often say that we are uniquely vulnerable to the challenges of climate change and have to be uniquely strategic and urgent in the way that we attack the challenge so that we can protect our natural treasures. The only silver lining, if there is one, is that there's also an opportunity to create jobs in the process. Today I want to reiterate to the people of Rhode Island that we are going to do our part and are constantly looking for ways to do that. When President Trump pulled out of the Paris Accord, Rhode Islanders took action, and I signed an executive order recommitting ourselves or maintaining our commitment to the carbon emission goal in that accord. When the Trump administration wants to open the pathway to offshore drilling off of our coast, we said, hold on a minute, not in our backyard. And I almost immediately had a phone call with Secretary Zinke and said, again, not on our watch. The people of Rhode Island don't want this drilling. And he has told me, he promised me, he will come to Rhode Island and meet with me and discuss this. I'm still waiting for that meeting to be scheduled, and I am available anytime, any day to have that meeting to express our view that we oppose the offshore drilling. We're the only state in America, North America, with an offshore wind farm, something that we, is known here from CRMC, but everybody moved heaven and earth to make that happen, and that is working. I also want to thank my staff, including Janet Coit, who isn't here, for playing such a key leadership role in the summer meetings to expand RGGI, which is, as we know, a multi-state cap-and-trade program. We expanded our commitment to RGGI, expanded and increased the limits, and Rhode Island played a leadership role in that, and we've recommitted ourselves to that. We've also successfully implemented efficiency and energy saving measures through OER that have helped put money back into Rhode Islanders' pockets, and Carol, I think, is going to talk about that. In the process of doing all of this, committing ourselves to green energy, committing ourselves to renewables, committing ourselves to energy efficiency, we've created a lot of jobs. In 2014, there were fewer than 10,000 green jobs in Rhode Island. Since then, we've added more than 5,000 jobs, and we're on track to hit our goal to have 20,000 green jobs by 2020. 20,000 jobs. You know, that's a meaningful piece of our economy. These are good jobs, sustainable jobs, and well-paying jobs. So we have to continue to make progress there. We also set another goal last year via executive order to make our energy system 10 times cleaner by 2020. I remember clearly when I asserted that goal and signed the executive order, there was a mild panic that went through the team, but we felt that it was appropriately ambitious but achievable. And I'm very proud to say we're well on our way to getting there. Because of net metering, and I want to thank the legislature for their collaboration in that, we've made it easier for homeowners and especially small business owners to install solar, and we've helped municipalities to install solar and other green infrastructure. We've installed solar panels on a number of state buildings, including this one. We have charging stations for electric vehicles at a number of our parking lots, state and municipal parking lots, And we're halfway to our goal of ensuring that 100% of the electricity that state agencies consume comes from renewable sources by 2025. And if I'm not mistaken, we're ahead of our goal, our energy efficiency goals, which we set out a year ago. So, we are leading by example, and we are ahead of where we said we would be as it relates to clean energy and clean electricity. Today, I'm announcing that I'm directing my energy team to work with our utilities on a new competitive procurement of 400 megawatts of clean and renewable energy by the end of this summer. And Carol's going to talk about it in just a second. So what does that mean? It means by the end of this summer, 6 months from now, there will be 6 times as much clean and renewable energy in Rhode Island as there was when I first took office. So the sum total of the work that we've done, the work that we're doing, and the announcements that I'm making today really is that we are meaningfully preparing Rhode Island and our communities for the challenges of climate change. I have also proposed to the legislature a ballot initiative, which we're going to be talking about later this week, to help Rhode Island and its communities become more resilient, especially our coastal communities, in the face of climate change. And we are moving forward as aggressively as we can, both in terms of energy efficiency, the cleanest energy is what you don't consume, as well as doing what we can locally and also participating in regional procurements because we want to do everything we know how to do in order to make Rhode Island sustainable, clean, and create jobs in the process. It's harder and harder every day under this administration in Washington. We are aware of the threat, and we're going to keep pushing back every time we see the Trump administration threatening our efforts to help Rhode Island become a place of sustainability and renewable energy.
Budget, I think there was some funds scooped from the infrastructure bank that may have helped, maybe not these specific projects, but other types of renewable energy projects. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So it's a challenging budget due to the uncertainty in Washington. Rhode Island, like 25 other states, has seeing our revenue be depressed. So I had to make a number of difficult decisions, which I hope will be temporary. In May we revisit it again when our revenue numbers are there. So it wasn't something that we really wanted to do, but when faced with a handful of difficult choices, it was something that we put on the table.
Governor, does this type of investment in renewable energy lessen the need for a natural gas burning power plant in Burrillville?
It'll all go into the soup of the analysis of the siting board. So as I've said from the beginning, if we don't need it, if the prices there aren't competitive, if there are health, safety, or environmental issues which can't be mitigated, then that won't go forward. And it is certainly the case that between when they started that process and now, as Carol just said, prices are coming down on cleaner energy. So that's something that the EFSB will consider as it goes through that process.